Cusper, welcome to Deep Heights. Thank you for joining me today. Let me just turn my volume up a little bit. I'm trying to get my. I'm gonna get a microphone that way you can hear me better. Anyhow, welcome. We're gonna do let's do a reading for August and see what's kind of happening very quickly. I just want to talk about the planets. Right now, Venus and Mars are both in Virgo, which I think is very beautiful. Mars has just gone into Virgo, is going into Virgo. Mars represents our kind of our identity, our will, how we get to where we're going, what we want, and how we do it, our passion, our drive, why we get up in the morning. And going in and when Mars is expressing itself through Virgo is tinted with Mercury a little bit, quickness, a lot of quickness here, slightly impulsive. It can be definitely in Virgo, even though Virgo is very well thought out, very analytical, critical, some health oriented, kind, giving of service. Of course, we think of the Hermit card and coming into wisdom and expressing whatever it is that you're going to express or create, because Mercury is about the hands, Virgo is the hands, and just take a little care, okay? In doing that, Venus is also in Virgo, and I think that that's very beautiful as well. Loving in a very pure way and going after what you want through love in a caring, pure way. We have a lot of retrogrades, okay? We have Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, and Chiron are all retrograding, which that's fine. Hey, it happens, it's life. But I think the Jupiter and Saturn both retrograding in Aquarius. I don't feel like going into new things, like healing from new things, okay? Because Jupiter retrograding, I feel like, is not going to really act towards expansion in the house of Aquarius and the things of that house in the 11th house. Um, Freedom, I'm thinking about regeneration, self love, self care, okay? Saturn retrograding in Aquarius is going to release the limitations there. So, whatever it is that you wanted in that area, okay, as far as healing, freedom from old patterns of behavior, things that you greatly desired, things that you've been working on, because Saturn is about restrictions and requires hard work. You put in the work, you're going to see some payoffs from that, okay, but I don't see a lot of new things in that way. That's my take on it, okay? Simply, 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 a lot of Virgo energy. Virgo and Leo, I think, is beautiful energy to work together with. Let's get an oracle card. This is the Green Witch Oracle, and I just fell in love with this deck. I'm just using it, just starting to use it. So. Okay, Cusper, thank you. All right, that was a mouthful, if that even made any sense. I'm not an astrologer, but I'm interested in it, and I feel like also how you feel about it, how it affects you, you know. My interpretation of it and what comes out isn't necessarily everything in that for you. And that's okay. Okay, let's start off. Ooh, communication, the P. Wow, and positivity on the bottom of the deck. This card is card 2, and it's related to Venus, which I thought was interesting. So, and I was talking about that communication, working in groups with others, because the 6th house of Virgo is also where we express how we work and what we create. I feel like August is a really good month, Cusper, to really start creating and whatever it is that you've been working towards, building what you do and create with your hands and your speech. There's a quill there, this quill and ink, writing, journaling, um, journaling your dreams maybe, because the P is like what's inside, and I feel like you have all of these ideas inside of you and all these things that you want to express and create. This is a really good time to work with others to do that, and this is Earth energy, so definitely Virgo here. This Virgoan energy of being very grounded. Virgo is a mutable sign, and that's in finishing projects. I talk about Libra, a cardinal energy And then with Scorpio, so this cardinal and fixed energy that's not really completing and changing, even though in the eighth house is definitely about change, big major changes. Okay, but I don't feel like we're doing so much changing, in the transformative way, the emotional and spiritual, which is such a huge theme on my channel. This is really about bringing that out into the world, and I think that that's absolutely beautiful. And we have positivity, this marigold on the bottom. Protection, you plant marigolds in your garden to kind of, they repel pests, okay? And the positivity here, this Leo, this air, showing up as air. Protection. I'm not a love and light person. I think that's very clear to everyone, but we do need protection, and how you protect yourself. Like, just because that's not me, doesn't necessarily mean it's not you, in the way that you protect yourself, because it can be a good thing, like the positivity, not letting other people during this time and whatever they're saying to you stop you from doing what it is that you love and that you want to do. And we have success below that positivity. This is really, really beautiful. And there's the key there. This is peppermint, invigorating, very invigorating here. This fire energy. There's that Libra there, that door. Whatever you're doing, it's going to be successful. You have a good attitude. Having that good attitude. I just want to say this because I think numbers are so cool. So we have the 2 here, the cusp, Libra and Scorpio, that in between the 2. And then we have the 40 and 20 is 60, and you have the 30 degrees of each sign. So together it makes 60, and embodying the wholeness of each sign, Cusper, like in between, and really harnessing that. And I feel really positive about that for you. It just is beautiful. Okay, let's see what's going on here. What you're creating. What's going on for August for the Cusper, for my Cusper? I just feel like you're my Cusper. You're mine. Okay. All right. August. A lot of ideas. I was saying, like, we have flippers and cards kind of wanting to show themselves, but you have options. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, you have options here with the Emperor. You're able to do many different things at one time. And that's really what you're having to do. Maybe you're birthing more than one project. You're birthing more than many. And we have the 4 of Pentacles here. And what I love about this 4 of Pentacles is that he's not holding anything. It's just balancing on him, that character. Everything is balanced. It's like this 2 of Pentacles, whatever you're bringing into the world, you've got it balanced. And those older things, talking about that you had been working on, that Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, you're able to, the restrictions are lifted on that, and you've got it in the bag somehow. Like, you've got the things in the bag now. That's what I feel. Anyhow, the hands are behind the back, so he's not holding on to it, even though the hands are using it to balance. Does that make sense? I feel you very strong. The Mars, this is Mars here with the Emperor. Okay. Chiron is also retrograding in Aries. And I feel, Chiron being the wounded warrior, with a retrograde, you might, hopefully, whatever you're experiencing less pain. So being able to, excuse me, create and let go and kind of heal, with Jupiter and Saturn, both retrograding in Aquarius, which is the star card, and is so much for me. That card is about self-healing and soothing and being able to be alone with spirit and help yourself and be guided by that star, the star within you. You know, as above, so below. It's like you look up to the stars. That star within you meets the stars in the heavens. And with the Jupiter retrograding, it's like, and the Chiron is, it's complicated and complex. I hope that I'm making sense and not sounding like a total nutcase. But you have blessings and not blessings. You know, you're being blessed without being blessed. You know, Jupiter's not bestowing your gifts, but Saturn's lifting restrictions because of your own work. Whatever you've been doing in the 11th house. The 11th house is also about communication and positivity. Working with friends, networking, music also in the 11th house. Wow. Maybe there's fear in communicating because I'm not wanting to talk. Okay. Anyhow, let's see what else we have going on here. You're holding on as well. Yeah. You know, you're presenting projects to the world here with this Two of Pentacles. You're doing many things at once, but you also have stuff in the bag. Like you have a lot of peas in your pod. You know, you've got a lot of ideas, a lot of successful, potentially successful creative ideas, but you must be brave enough to do them. You know, Mars is about action, and the Emperor takes action. I see you taking action on it though strongly, and like I'm hearing that song "Staying Alive." My Bee Gees. Whatever it is that you're doing. Wow, the Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck. It's very emotionally fulfilling. You know how I was saying how the star in you is like looking at the star above? This is kind of what that embodies. Shining down on you. Because it's got the 10th cup and you have these 9 cups, that personal satisfaction, emotional fulfillment from whatever it is that you do and produce. And that's, there's not a word good enough for that, of how that feels inside. To have your higher self proud of you, spirit proud of you, that you're in alignment with that, whatever it is that you're creating. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. I'm going to show you the cards and then tell you what I'm feeling on them. Here's you working with your hands here. In this card, she's working with her hands, and there's a face, something new to give to the world that you're showing to the world. Not that it's a mask, but it's something you've created by hand. And it's also kind of looks like a book with that quill there. You could be a writer, journaling, blogging, a poet, writing music, singing. Her feet are, you know, the compass that you use in mechanical, I don't know, that draws a circle, you know, that little funny little tool, that's her feet. Like this Two of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles energy, a lot of discs, a lot of circles, a lot of going around and around, perfecting whatever it is that you are doing. It's perfected. And it's definitely been difficult. It's been a hard psychological process. Of course it has, Cusper. But you know, when you lay on a bed of nails and you distribute your body weight across it, it doesn't hurt so bad. There's always an element of pain for you, Cusper, in the seventh and eighth house. The 7 and 8 is 15, of course, is the devil card, is There's an element of pain there. Accepting that with grace. And also, this is a card of whatever, however difficult that it's been, like psychologically, to get this done, whatever, because it's like your mind racing, like, I have to get this out, I have to get this completed, I have to get this down on paper, and you do 50 rough drafts and it's never perfected, and memorizing things as well. But here you are, successful, because you see, he's got his pentacle and he's holding a book and he's emerged. So through this very difficult process, hard work, perseverance, dedication, delayed gratification, pain, feeling sometimes like it's just hopeless, mentally exhausted, exhausted. This is you emerging victorious, moving. You got up that mountain. He's up there on a mountain. You know how I was saying, like, you have that in the bag there, you see that pentacle there on his right foot, beneath his right foot? Kind of like this. I'm making a video. So you see, it's the foundation, okay? And it's like, you have come out of the stone. What is that? You are within the marble, like creating yourself. Sorry, that distracted me. Okay. The Chariot, Six of Swords. You're bringing the two together. It's interesting, she's holding two faces there in her hands. Kind of like how in this Eight of Pentacles you've been making it, and now you're bringing it to the world. Whatever you're doing, you're showing it strongly to the world. This Two of Pentacles, And I feel like it's masks, but it's not in a negative way. Maybe you do makeup, or you're an artist, Libra Scorpio, a lot about beauty, helping people to feel better about themselves, helping them to recreate themselves, like a life coach, or, something like that. And I'm looking at these, this is about being okay with your shadow and your light, and moving with that, moving with the full, embracing the totality of who you are, and moving forward with that and showing it to the world. We only want to show our best face to the world, right? Show us when we're at our best. And like, I make these videos and sometimes I don't speak so clearly, or I get interrupted, but I still want to produce them. This is what my motivation, right? Maybe it doesn't all make sense, or I don't have it all just yet. I'm working it out. Life is a constant process of just working it out. But a long time ago, I read this thing that said the best way to learn how to do what it is you're learning to do is to do what it is you're learning to do. Bringing it to the world. So many people are afraid to present themselves or their work because it's not perfect. It's flawed. We're all inherently flawed and imperfect. I think of Nietzsche, the pure soul is a pure lie. Produce it, whatever it is. You're going to make mistakes. What is that? Samuel Beckett. You failed, great. Fail again. Fail better. Fail harder. I don't see you being afraid, though. I see you being very successful, and there's always going to be that kind of an element, that fear of failure here, of being seen, maybe, of being seen as something that's not quite good enough. With Mars in Virgo, it can be very critical, and Venus in Virgo, because Venus is about beauty, feeling imperfect. It's your soul that shines. in your work that does. The moon is the ruler of Cancer. And I actually just read this morning, I was reading something that said that the moon represents the soul, which I thought was kind of very beautiful. That, and like whatever sign it's in for you and the house that it's in, but it's your emotions. It's what the moon reflects the sun. And whatever you are reflecting out, I think is very honest. And also, like these two masks is your truth, you know, showing the world who you are. I think that's very beautiful. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Swords and the star below that, this Aquarian energy. Being guided by spirit, because this is someone who's, this lady, seeing shyness here, hesitancy to bring what it is that you are producing to the world. Definite shyness. Like you want to hide your face or your voice. It's been difficult though. The Six of Swords, I'm sensing an energy, a Five of Swords coming off of that. It's hidden. Maybe other people have told you, oh, yeah, I don't think that that's a good idea for you. Maybe, yeah, I read your story and I don't relate to it. So if I don't relate to it, no one else is going to relate to it. Or, yeah, I heard you sing, but, your voice, it's just not my style. There's always going to be somebody to throw mud in your face. That's just what it is. And talking about this like positivity to protect you from that negativity as a repellent from bugs that are going to come in and get, because that's what bugs do. They get into your garden and they eat all the leaves and then they eat the flowers so it doesn't blossom and produce. So it's unsuccessful. Protecting your success. And you might have to do that just yourself, by yourself. You're not by yourself. I'm sure you're not. I'm sure you have friends and people who do support you. And even if you don't, spirit supports you. The stars support you. They see you. Strong with you. Will remove all obstacles for you. I kind of feel like, in the eighth house, Cusper, and that water that's kind of fixed. And if you felt afraid and felt stuck and felt scared, this character, she's a mermaid. So it's like swimming with you in the deep and you've got these rough waters here. And this ship, that ship is you having help from spirit. And it's like this lady takes you and puts you on her hat, puts you on her hair, and then she just carries you, on like this lady, like, and there you are. You're being carried somehow through difficulty, or you have been. It's also talking about Virgo. Virgo is the virgin. This energy, this pure, helpful energy that you're help from spirit for you. In the beginning, it's talking about, and maybe I don't express it that well because I'm not an expert astrologer, okay? But like Chiron in retrograde, Jupiter and Neptune retrograding, and Saturn. I feel like it's one door closes, another door opens. Uh, you know that it's like it's stop and go, difficult. Two of Pentacles energy, like not really knowing what to do, but having to harness that soul, that spirit within you to just bring it forward. She's blasting through the sky from the night. Like, this is me, this is my song, this is my story, this is how I create, this is what I perceive as beauty. I want to help people feel better. I want to help you feel more beautiful, however you communicate, because communication isn't just in speech. You communicate with your body through dance, through color, through art. There are many different ways to communicate. And there are 8 billion people in the world. A lot of them aren't going to understand the language that you speak. I'm not here to speak to everybody either. I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm speaking to you. So is spirit. Let's get a fairy. Let's get a fairy for you. Fairy for my Cusper for August. August looks really beautiful. Stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit. I think that the sun in Leo will give you that confidence, can help give you that confidence, that inner sun to really shine. And I see you shining very bright. And I also, Cusper, I feel like you know, accepting the darker parts of yourself. You know, me. I'm almost 40 years old. It's taken me almost 40 years to accept the fact and embrace the fact that I am not a light worker. I am not. I'm not a love and light person. Doesn't mean I'm negative. Okay? I'm a shadow worker. I work in the shadows. Help people deal with pain. I'm a body worker. Help, you know, being there with them in pain. And that's my process for me and my vocation. But what yours is, I feel like it's a little bit brighter. A little bit brighter. And I think that that's beautiful. But, Cusper, the point that I was saying, it's not about me. There's always an element within us that is the Cusper with the Scorpionic uh, depth, okay, that darkness. And if you're not a Scorpio or a Cusper or have strong placements in the 8th house, I don't feel, I mean, of course, you don't need them to understand that or have those experiences, okay, but I do think it's different and it's something that must be experienced to be understood. Being very chatty today, sorry, it's not about me. Okay, Cusper, let's get a fairy for you. So we have the Master Maker, 22, right there on that cusp. Right there on that cusp. We have Oh That Gnome, okay? And I'm gonna try to explain this what I'm hearing. Like, you know when you're watching a sitcom and you hear the laugh track? Like you're watching something and then you hear the laugh track? Like, do you have that in your mind? Like, you feel like whatever you're gonna present, maybe acting, whatever it is that you do, you know, that the world is gonna laugh at you. Like, oh, like, they're just kind of looking at you like this, like, who do they think they are trying to go do this? No, you're a fucking master. Okay. Let them look at you like this all they want. You stay strong in your power. You have your fire here, your wand to create what it is that you create. And you have the supportive spirit. I was talking about the 7th and 8th house being 15 of the devil card. You have this support of Saturn. And this is like a feminine aspect of Saturn, which is kind of interesting. That's strong there holding you up, this natural, earthy, that you've worked very hard for. You've created yourself into a master. You see how his legs are crossed there? That's like the Emperor card when he's sitting. And also of the Hanged Man. They've got that 4, that quartering. This is a 4. 2 and 2, of course, is a 4. Solid foundation. Whatever it is that you've been building and doing is solid. Get that shit out there. Put it out. You know? I'd love to know what it is. I'd love to read what you have written, hear your songs, see your art, see you dance. The world would love it. And also, I feel like this guy's like, just do it already. Just do it already. 26, 8. Strength. That Leo and Jupiterian energy. We have honesty on the bottom of the deck. Bear it, you know? Bear your soul. And then we have souls, you know? Because your honesty is what people love about you. Bearing your soul, okay, in your art, in your creativity, whatever it is that you're doing, is where you shine, okay? That's where you shine. We're at 30 minutes. Just, let me get a card from the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. And then we'll close. Try not to have the videos be so long. Overall, August looks beautiful. Let me know how you're feeling about this. It's fantastic. what's the vibration? I feel like this is a vibratory here. This is the energy. What's the vibratory energy? Transition. Okay. We have two other cards. We have allowance and remembrance. It's kind of talking about that past, here with this remembrance card with the Six of Swords energy. Okay. And this remembrance, I think of loss. The loss of, I don't know. I feel like a grandparent is the energy that I'm picking up on this. Maybe that's who, or some other family member who was very supportive of you, and all that you did has has passed away, has passed on, or is not in, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Um, and here with the allowance, allow yourself to feel those memories of them, but they support you, and it's like Saturn allowing you, this, allow yourself to be successful. It is a transition. It's that line in between the Tai Chi symbol, in between the black and the white, that darkness and light. It's the feminine and masculine energies of, that keep changing and growing and morphing into each other. But I feel like somebody wants to tell you to allow yourself to have success. And also here with Saturn retrograding, it's like you're going to be allowed now. Whatever was holding you back in the past, those restrictions are lifted. And mainly because you've put in the work for that. Okay. Do you have anything to say? Yes. Protection. You're protected here. This is the rowan. The rowan. The rowan tree. It's a very sacred tree. The rowan tree. You should look that up and read about it. Protection. I was saying, at the beginning about protecting yourself, being protected from negativity, because I do feel like, and even for your own self, talking about this Virgoan energy, and I'm sorry, like I'm not an astrologer, and I try to talk about it because I'm interested in it, it makes me happy, excited, but example, like even though I don't know what I'm talking about for that, I still talk about it, and you might think, God, nobody wants to hear this girl, she doesn't know what she's talking about, I don't want to hear her give me any advice if she can't even get the sentence out, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't let that, not that you are, but maybe, and that's okay, like, but I still want to learn about it and talk about it. I'm still going to present what I have to say to the world, okay? And this is like very Martian, this, and that's, I feel like the energy that to get into, to have this confidence, I feel that to really, this confidence of the Emperor, this very go-getter. You think he gives a fuck what anybody says? No, he doesn't, and neither should you. I'm really excited for you for this month because I think that it's going to be very, very beautiful and very successful. And as you go, as we get towards, Libra season and in October and November, this time of Libra Scorpio Cusp, I feel like you're going to have success and, doors, maybe new, shit, keys to a new house, keys to a new car, keys to a new office, a new business. Doorways within yourself as well, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, successful and invigorating. The 20 is the card of the Eon, of rebirth, of judgment, of coming back into alignment with spirit, because they're waking up out of graves, right? And they're the vibration from the universe, from spirit, and they're just like, oh yes, fill me up with this, talking about your heart here and your heart above. That's very beautiful and strong, and that positivity, that positive vibration, okay? Nobody can touch you. It's not even gonna get to you almost, like with this protection, that you're vibrating at such an extraordinary rate that spirits around you like, nah, you can't, no, we don't care what you say. It's like I feel like little hockey players, like baseball, whatever they're throwing at you, it's like, no, you can, no, you're knocking them. Everything that's coming at you is just knocked out of the park, you know. And somebody's watching you. You have a family member that meant a lot to you is with you, watching you, proud of you, and wants you to allow yourself to move forward. Okay? Be happy and present this to the world, whatever it is. Really exciting. Honoring your energy. Honoring your energy here. I see this as like a direct line from you on earth in your little heart, your star, a direct line to spirit in the sky. And it's real. This is a vine of flowers. It looks like a passion flower vine. That's what I'm going to call it. That's real and grows. It reaches out. Vines, they send out their little feelers and tentacles and they wrap around, you know, and it's like wrapping around the air, a spirit to each other, you know. This is beautiful. I hope that you have a beautiful August, and thank you for your patience through my stumbling through my little astrology stuff. I'm trying, I'm learning. Take it with a grain of salt if you need to. I appreciate your time and your support. Um, Let me know how your August goes and what you create.